78 years old Sanders performed well in the early primaries, but later fell behind Biden, who has built a substantial lead in the race for delegates.
I wish I could give you better news, but I think you know the truth. And that is that we are now some 300 delegates behind Vice President Biden, and the path toward victory is virtually impossible. So while we are winning the ideological battle, and while we are winning the support of so many young people and working people throughout the country, I have concluded that this battle for the Democratic nomination will not be successful. And so today, I am announcing the suspension of my campaign.
Let's bring in our correspondent in Washington, Stefan Simons. Stefan, how surprising is Sanders' decision?
Not really surprising. Actually, everybody had the bets out when this is coming. It was necessary that he did this. He couldn't get the numbers right. It's all coming down to math. Even if there were any primaries right now, and even if he would have won a few, and there are no primaries due to the coronavirus crisis here in the US, as you all know. But if there were some, and he would have won some, he wouldn't have the numbers anymore to really challenge Joe Biden. And I think he came to this conclusion too. Now, important. Why? Because the timing is the most important here. With him dropping out of the race, now the Democrats can throw all their weight of support behind Joe Biden. That means the Clintons, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, the Obamas can now speak out, come out and support and campaign if they want to and if they're asked to for Joe Biden and if necessary. And that is the most important thing resulting out of this decision for Bernie Sanders to drop out right now.
But when he began the race, Bernie Sanders was doing extremely well. Why has he lost so much support?
I think that has something to do with mainstream Democrats thinking about electability. And Bernie Sanders did not get the African-American Democratic vote, did not get the older Democratic vote. He got a lot of young people to be very, very, very loud and enthusiastic at his rallies, thousands of people, really good energy, etc. The problem was, though, even those young people did not show up at the ballot, at the primaries. And that's why he lost against Joe Biden on Super Tuesday. For example, remember, that was a disaster. Joe Biden went through a Super Tuesday, a Democratic Super Tuesday, like a steam machine and got almost all states. So for Biden, there was no, for Sanders, pardon, was no other chance as to, at some point, come to grips with the facts here, and that is he cannot beat Joe Biden in the presidential campaign or in the presidential race 2020.
But Bernie Sanders also spoke of winning the ideological battle. What was that a reference to?
That is Mr. Sanders being very proud, and rightfully so, actually, very proud of his campaign not being just a campaign. He always generated himself and made this campaign a little bit more a grassroots movement, so to speak.
Right.
There is, of course, the debate of how significant this is or large, but again, it is a little more than just a campaign. He has support, and he wants the support to sustain for the big convention whenever it happens, because that gives him power on topics.
Stefan Simons in Washington, thank you so much for that.